by the bops way. But on this road to success, ain't no stops made. Ain't no room for doubt either, so you must believe. Cause the way I feel it, ain't no limits but the speed.
Welcome to Booby's World. We are back, gentlemen.
Yeah, baby.
What's going on?
What's happening? We finding a way to smile on not such a happy day, but I'm still smiling.
We're not doing a watch party.
Yeah. Well, I had a little baby watch party for Game 5.
You didn't have the speed dating tables?
I think so. I think now I got all the time in the world to figure it out. So I think
now I'm here. Now I have free time, so we can do it for any regular playoff game.
Hey, well, let's do it. Let's set it up.
All right, let's get into it. We have to. Gut reaction for that series, for the season. Put a bow on it, Booby.
Man, it hurts. I'll say that. It hurts because I just had so much belief in just watching them play all year and watching them grow. But that's the word that I feel like I'll stick with for going into this summer and for the whole season. I saw a group of kids that they learned how to believe in themselves. They learned how to play against some of the best competition, and I watched them grow all year. And so I can't watch them grow all year and then see them get to the playoffs and just think that growing journey has to stop there. Yeah. You know, they got to experience what goes on in the playoffs. They got to experience that intensity to learn just how hard you have to work to be able to compete at that level. So I use the word growth because I feel like the only thing that's going to happen now is each one of those guys are going to go into this summer more hungry than ever. So I feel like that's the benefit of it, but it still stings.
Yeah, I'll tell you one thing, and I usually would tell you there's nobody inside that locker room or maybe nobody inside that airplane, but I'll even extend it to nobody inside Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse and the organization is not happy or is not crushed by what we saw in round one, considering everything. And I have to start with that because I don't want anybody getting the idea that we are satisfied with the result. It's obviously a result that as professional players, I'm sure is crushing.
Yeah.
Because you beaten.
Yeah.
You have been taken to the rafters, right? You've been put out there to hang because you lost the series. But I have to say that ahead of before what goes next, that we are in the process of building not only a winning culture here in Cleveland, but also a team that is built to last and to go into many seasons coming forward. And I think when you go from 4 straight finals to 19, 22, pandemic, 44, and now 51 wins, you cannot just put that aside and forget about the effort that took to be one of only 6 teams in the NBA to win 50 games. And 50 games, you all know this, and you know this better than anybody else. 50 is a medal. 50 is something that not everybody does. Yeah. And in this competitive nature of the league, you cannot just forget about what took to get there.
Yeah, man, these guys have everything to be proud of. Like, we watch these guys literally leave it on the floor every single night. Mm-hmm. And I guess that's what I get back to saying is you just can't skip the process. You just can't, no matter how hard you work, no matter how much you think you're ready, you have to go through that process of losing to build a winner. You got to go through that failure to understand just how much it takes to get there. And I just feel like we're still taking those steps. I think right before we were talking about the Warriors and how, like, through the draft, like, they built their team. They wasn't winning championships right away. That faithful was hurting.
They were even making it to the playoffs.
That's what I'm saying. That faithful was hurting. But what happened over those years, like the Stephs and the Clays and the Draymonds, they got into those games, they got into those situations, and they failed. They lost in that moment. But all it did was that just meant going into the summer, you was going to work 10 times harder than you did before. And now you coming back into that next season hungry, but also knowing that, like, it's not over until that playoff chapter begins, and I'm able to put everything that I've worked on display in that playoff atmosphere.
And I think for us, it's a little different because we see these guys day in and day out from training camp all the way from that day when media day and everybody comes in and talks to them till they have to sit in every table to the last game of the season, game 5. We see them working their asses off. So it's not like we knew they had it coming to them.
Yeah.
Right? They have been working hard for it. And all throughout the regular season and even before this, we have been raving and saying it so proudly about having one of the youngest starting lineups in the NBA, one of the second year unicorn in Evan Mobley. And then guess what? That youth hit us right in the face when it came to playoff time, facing a team in New York and a crowd that was unreal at Madison Square Garden. I mean, they were so bad, they were so good, that even the Knicks were affected in the first quarter. There was a 17-17 first quarter. And then they realized, wait a minute, the crowd is on our side, so let's relax, right? But it's night and day as well. Let's not just talk about the product on the court, because the noise coming off the stands was also looked like they've been there before and we haven't, because the noise level was just
I'm telling you, man,
difference.
it's so major just going through that experience and feeling it. Because I think it's been forever since the Knicks have played meaningful basketball.
In the
right?
90s, probably.
Yeah, so now I think it was like 2012 since they like won a series. So imagine going into an environment like that where you just got the fans and now that they believe that they got a shot at it. And then like you said, you got your stars haven't been in that environment before. And you walk into the Garden, that's the
now
Mecca.
I gotta tell you something.
That's the Mecca of
I
basketball.
love Cleveland, and Cleveland is my home.
Yeah.
I made it my home since I moved here in 2014. But as a New Yorker, I was embarrassed to see these kids outside on 7th Avenue celebrating game 1, game 2 or game 3 victory. I'm like, come on, guys, you're from New York, man. Act like you've been there before.
No, Knicks fans are different.
I know, but it's like, I've never seen that in my life.
They could be up 2-4, 4-2. The score is 4, and they gonna talk like the game is over.
We won game 3. We won the tip-off.
That's what I'm saying.
And they started chanting defense. No, they started chanting defense from the tip-off.
They different, man. They different.
But they're different, and they're good. But I'm telling you, I admire what they do inside the arena. And I think it's one of the best arenas in terms of, obviously, as a player, the stage lighting and everybody's dark and the noise coming from the dark stands. But to be outside on 7th Avenue, I mean, I was there in the 90s when Patrick Ewing and John Starks, and they were battling with Michael Jordan. And I never saw them going crazy outside of 7th Avenue, and then calling out KD and Donovan. I was like, come on, man.
No, it's just been a while, man.
It's been a while, for sure. All those kids don't even know who Patrick Ewing and Bernard King is. Come on.
It's just the culture, man. When you get a win, when you can get a win, if that's your moment.
And now you can get on the internet. So now you got to now you're gonna make an ass of yourself.
It's different, man. If you got a moment to talk noise, if you're from New York, you gonna take it. You gonna take every chance you get.
Even the rats were dancing, man.
Everybody I know is like that, man. New York City.
Brutal. All right, we had some player reactions, post-game press conference quotes here that were kind of interesting. Ricky Rubio said, "We felt like we were the better team than the Knicks, but they beat us because they wanted it more than us." Kind of a weird quote. Is there anything the Cavs could have done better, or JB maybe, leading up to this to get them more prepared for that series?
I don't necessarily, because me being around, I don't necessarily think it was more they could have physically done to change the outcome. And I think what Ricky meant in that statement is by wanting more, it was just evident and shown by, I feel like, the numbers on the boards. Like, I think rebounding kind of shows you, like, how bad a team might want it. Because that involves the 50-50 balls. That involves the chase downs at the free throw line. That involves boxing out and doing the dirty work to get the position. And so I think he was saying with them being able to win some of those games by like just beating us up on the boards, that's what it showed. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think he believed that the guys, that they just wanted it more than us. I just feel like what they showcased on the floor maybe showed.
I think, the honest answer is yes, there's something they could have done, of course, right? Yeah. Rebound the ball better, maybe adjust a little better to all the fakes and all the shaking that Jalen Brunson was. Of course the coaches, they all are going to tell you there's something they could have done better, and I'm sure they're still watching tape, trying to figure out what is it that they do, because that's how you learn. But I think what Ricky Rubio is saying is the Knicks weren't ready for it. They've been there before. These guys, we thought the game in the playoff is a half-court game, so that benefits the Cavs. Okay, yes, we were right. But when the game is in half court, that means like it's like fighting in a phone booth. Everything, the paces are tighter. The reads have to be made faster.
The possessions
are very important. We lost battles that we kept the Knicks to under 100 points, close to 100 points. A lot better than the 107 points that we allowed per game in the regular season. Right. So those are, to quote Kobe, those are winnable games, right? When you keep your opponent, I don't care when, playoff or not, under 100 points, you can win those games, but you cannot lose the battle in the rebound, the battle in the second chance points, the battle in points off the bench. So we were definitely out mature, if I could say that, when it comes to the playoffs.
We'll allow it.
And I think it is what it is, man. It's the reality of the situation.
It happens.
And again, going back to how we started, you cannot just definitely, like some of the talk shows in town, just hit the panic button and
fire everyone.
You fire, trade this guy, bring this other guy. And then not only that, it's not economically possible, because some of these guys if you were to follow the craziness of don't bring this guy back, fire this dude, it's like, okay, so what do you do now?
Exactly.
Who's gonna play? But that's how I would think. They were out matured when it came to the physicality, when it came to, you know what? Because been there, done that.
That's exactly what I was about to say. Because if you go back in history, right, you look at like some of the stars in the game. Let's pull Kobe Bryant, right? When Kobe Bryant first got to the playoffs, I know everybody.
Did he hit some air balls in his debut?
That's what everybody remembers. Like he was sped up. And where was it at? In Utah, in an environment that's crazy in the playoffs. So he had never experienced that. So for him, it's like, man, what do I do, right? Same deal here. Like these guys, they got out there and played hard, but you just learn the little things. Now, next time coming in, DG know, like, you know what? The half-court game is a little tough, so maybe let me push this rock up and get it up in like 5 seconds now. So we playing against maybe not a set defense. So maybe this summer I'm gonna get a little stronger. I'm gonna get a little more conditioned. So now I'm able to do that every time. So that's what a guy like Kobe Bryant did after. He like, you know what? Now that moment is a lot more intense. It's a lot bigger in the playoffs. So what do I need to do? I need to get in the gym and spend that time. So when the popcorn is popping, when the lights are bright, it don't matter. You know what I mean? But the hunger pains and the losing, it's the worst feeling in the world. It's the worst feeling in the world. But as a basketball player, it's the best thing to drive you to become the best version of yourself.
You hate losing more than you like winning.
You gotta take it. You know what I mean? You gotta take it on the chin. And the best players will come back next season, and you'll see that. And then the ones that don't, then you'll see the ones that don't care about the game as much as the other ones do. So it's just a part of the process.
Before we go to the next squad, I just want to finish something with Ricky Rubio, because everybody obviously, and he knows he didn't play up to his standards, but obviously what people forget is that we got last year the Ricky Rubio coming off the Olympics, almost beating the U.S. by himself with that 48-point games he had in the Olympics, and then away for a year. And having to come into a team with a whole new different role to play with different. I mean, Donovan Mitchell wasn't there when Ricky Rubio was playing with the Cavs and at that level. So I think he knows. We know that Ricky Rubio this year wasn't going to be the one that we expect next season, for example, when he's going to have the whole summer now to work on his game and to get back into that rhythm. And now he's just basically. It's not like a run it back type of thing, because obviously Kobe Allman, our president of basketball operations, knows that he has to make some kind of moves and some kind of addition to this team. Yeah. But it'll be that role that he's going to be used to, and Ricky Rubio will be ready because he is a competitor.
Yeah, no, I agree. He's a veteran. There's nothing that Ricky Rubio hasn't seen in the game of basketball. You know what I mean? So he'll come back.
And he's the guy that we didn't have available because he was out of rhythm. And he's the guy that's going to bring a little more calmness and maybe a little different style pace to the second unit, which is, to be able to
open things up a little bit and maybe show the first unit how to maybe get a bucket here and there. But like you said, those are the things you can't really control, especially like the injuries and coming back from it. But he's a pro, he's a vet, and I agree. I feel like he'll be back, and he'll be back to himself with a year of being able to train in the summer.
So watching that game, outside of maturity, Rafa, you were just talking about it, what do you think they should add in the offseason?
We need shooting. I mean, there's no doubt about it. We need shooting. We need physicality. We need as much. And I have said this many times. I love our group. I love the chemistry. I love the culture that JB has built, and Kobe and Mike Gansey and the whole front office. But as much as I dislike the attitude that a Memphis team has, for example, We need one of those bad guys. I don't want to say the enforcer.
No, that's what I was about.
I don't want to say the enforcer.
That was the exact word I was about to use.
I don't want to say enforcer, but we need a dude that is gonna like game 3.
What's Kendrick Perkins up to?
Yeah, but like we needed a guy that was gonna
a couple
kick.
Big Macs past it.
We needed a guy that's gonna kick the cooler in
my
in the locker room at halftime and just light a fire.
Nah, that's it, man,
because those guys. That's how they needed to learn on the job.
You gotta have it. You use the word. I don't know why you the enforcer. It's what it is. You gotta have it. You gotta have somebody that's gonna muck the game up. That's just gonna make the game ugly.
Who's gonna
like,
answer?
Yeah, because there was a couple times where I watched a guy like I think one of our guys went down and like Mitchell Robinson kind of like walked over him a little bit, kind of like for no reason though, and like nobody just checked him, like you know what I mean, and like
but again they know that know that that's what they lack this year, and then you know, and they're gonna get better at that.
Well, no, I was saying not even the guys that we have. I'm saying to your point, making sure that you have somebody on the roster. They're going, oh, that's how y'all want to play tonight? Oh, yeah. Meet me outside. After school.
But then the coaching
after
staff.
After school, 3 o'clock. Meet me outside.
The coaching staff knows to say, hey, get in there. Get your sweat on.
And not to skip over my guys, because I love each and every one of them, because we got a junkyard dog in Mar. You know what I mean? I feel like game, 5 or 6, we went to that.
5.
But yeah, that's another guy, you know, that I feel like has that. But that sort of guy, I feel like has to be a part of your team and has to be an imprint in your culture moving forward if you want to be one of those teams that go to the highest level. And because when
we showed that at times
when you got your skill guys, you got to have somebody to protect them.
We showed that at times too during the series, right?
Yeah.
Game 2, this is how I recap Game 2. Nobody likes to get their own medicine, and the Knicks didn't like it when we came out and punched first.
Hit them in the mouth.
But then again, it wasn't in our nature to be that for 48 minutes. Right? You cannot be who you're not. Yeah. And then at the end of the day, so to your question, physicality, you know, maybe a little more size coming off the bench, scoring, but we have everything. We won 51 games with what we had. Right?
Yeah.
It is just that we got to a place that we have never been before. And guess what? He hits us right in the ass because we've never been there before.
I agree. It's coming back stronger. It's guys going into the summer and individually taking on the challenge of getting back better. I feel like that's the first key. And then the second key is finding like little nuances, little pieces that can just bring the team together, like an enforcer here or another big here, or, you know, because I feel like we're going to have a lot of fluctuation on the roster because I feel like a lot of guys are up for a contract this summer. So got to be a little something going on there. But I feel like those are the pieces that you want to continue to add and fill in those holes around your long-term guys that you have under contract that you know are going to be there. Just like we talked about earlier with the Warriors, just continuing to build that team, and they continue to gain
a big family.
Experience.
We're a big family, and we have a big house, the Rocket Mortgage Field House. We can have more than one dog.
When it's that big, though, you got to have more than one dog. You got to. It's too. You got too many horses. You got to protect the money. You got to protect it.
That's it.
So, Booby, you have obviously had some seasons where you guys beat expectations. You've had ones where you left early. For the fans out there who don't really know, like what's it like after the season ends? Where do you go from there? Like, do you take time off? What do you do?
I made the joke of 1, 2, 3 Cancun, but
Are you going to the Aaron Rodgers dark room or whatever the hell it was?
When you care,
it bothers you.
It beats you down. You know what I mean? Because you go back and you check out that series and you think about what could I have done right here? Because you feel like, man, like I know we was better. Like what was missing? Like what could I have done? And in some cases, some years, I couldn't like. I go like late night to the gym like right away before I could just pull away from the game, because it just, especially that year we talking about when we went to the finals, like I was just like, man, like we was like right there, and me feeling like a rookie, I'm like, man, like what could I have added to my game like for that series that could have got us 1 or 2, you know what I mean? And so if the guys that I feel like care, they'll go into the summer and they won't be able to shake it off right away. But then you give yourself some time, because of 82 games, you go into the playoffs, that's a long season, and there is wear and tear on your body. So you give your body a break and your mental a break. But most guys the better guys maybe take 2-3 weeks, a month, and then you start getting right back to it. It might not be as hard as it would be like towards the end of the season or when the season's coming back around, but leading up to it, you get right back in that gym and you start working on all of those things that you feel like is going to make
that
you a
shot
better
that
player
you
for
think
next
you
year.
should have made.
You shoot that same shot 1,000 times. And just like
a fadeaway that didn't go in is gonna go in
you-
1,000 times that summer.
I literally would watch the game and go to the gym and reenact those moments. Reenact them.
Really?
I would reenact the moments. If I'm at the top of the key and I came off the screen and a guy went under the screen and I pulled up and I missed it, I'm going back to that shot and I'm making it 10, 20 times before I go to something else. And I'm doing that. I'm playing it all over. It's a little maniacal, but it's a little maniacal and crazy. But what happens is you develop a confidence, a supreme confidence in your ability to shoot or score or whatever that is. Because when you get a little nervous or the pressure gets high, all you do is think back to those moments and those times that you spend in the gym and all that sweat equity you put in. So I just feel like that's what these guys got to focus on this summer. And hopefully the position that I'm getting into this summer that I'm talking about with the Cavs now will be that mentorship, bro. So what we're saying right now, I'll be able to pass that information to a guy like Don and Darius. And then going into this summer, they'll be able to kind of take that same approach and come back this next year on a whole nother level.
And trust me, man, the core four, they are the ones that are going to be probably working the hardest or the one that are going to be suffering the hardest because they know.
Yeah.
Trust me, we're not making excuses. Again, nobody likes to lose.
Yeah.
Not even I that I just burn 1 calorie every game, calling the game. I hate to lose. Yeah. And I hate that idea of when people on my side that say, "Oh, you shouldn't care because your name is not in the scoreboard." No, it's my team, man. It's my guys out there. I would take a bullet for these guys, right?
Yeah,
so I hate to lose. But in the playoffs, the superstars have to be super, right? And our guys know that they were not up to that level.
Yeah.
When it comes, and that, again, it's a learning process.
Yeah.
And it's something that we are not even close to that window that it seems to close on teams every time stuff like this happens.
Oh, yeah,
we are just getting into like a multi-window room, man.
Yeah.
So we are gonna come back stronger, and like JB always says, as long as the slope is going up, we're fine. We're gonna get there.
Man, the window view we got as a Cavaliers organization is as nice as this.
Yeah,
one out
better
here
than
without us. We definitely got room to grow.
So that's what I mean. So there's no reason to panic, and this is a good message for the fans, man. Just don't get off the wagon.
Don't go on the internet, Rafa.
Don't get off
They're
the
a mess.
wagon. No, because you see, it's hard for me. I cannot stay away from that because I have to answer when I see somebody talking crap about my guys.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to say
Let
something.
them know, Rob.
You know,
Let 'em know.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know, don't
Oh, he
tell me
does.
Donovan
He
Mitchell
sure does.
sucks. Don't tell me Donovan Mitchell sucks or the Cavs sucks or JB sucks. It's like, nah, we got our play. We're taking our losses and we're going home and gotta get better. But don't jump off the wagon.
Yeah, it coming from hurt. The real diehard fans, the real fans are gonna stay and go through the process with us. The ones that ain't willing to go through the process with us, they not real fans anyway.
I
So
just
we
I don't want to
we
see you
spend
in
no
no.
time.
I don't want to see you in no documentary of Cleveland sports. If you're gonna be talking crap about my team.
They won't be. They'll be at the parade though. They'll hate.
they'll be there celebrating with the
They'll
Cavs
hate
hat
the whole
on.
time, and I
of
bet
course.
they'll be at the parade though. So
What do you
that's
think
how it
about
goes.
just for the city of Cleveland? So you obviously were playing with LeBron.
Yeah.
The economic impact, the fan impact of
Yeah.
LeBron. We're starting to see the baby steps of Cavs basketball back.
Yeah.
What do you think this is going to do for the city? Just being downtown. You've been here.
I mean, the city deserves it, man. This city loves its sports, and so when you start to compete and you start to reach that level, so like you said, the first step is getting to the playoffs and getting that experience. Now the fans, I feel like this year they believe, but like we was talking about some of the tweets, like, they was a little ready to jump off the ship, ready to hit the panic button. But next year you come back and you build on that. Now you start to showcase that growth, and like you said, more and more attention begins to come. And I just feel like the fans out here, the real ones, are gonna ride with you, and they'll be ready for that moment, and they deserve it, man. I say that since the moment I got out here. This city embraced me with open arms, the day I got here. And so from that point forward, it's like you want to give it back to the city. And I feel like that's what's going to happen as these guys continue to grow. The fans will have something to be proud of, and the economics growth will happen downtown. And I just feel like that's just a part of the Cleveland culture, whether it's the Browns, the Guardians, or the Cavs. Like, we're connected to the city. Like, I really feel like we are one.
And I think they symbolize the city too.
Absolutely.
It's like
We
that
are
blue
one.
collar, wanted to get down, roll up your sleeves, get the work done.
Yeah, nice
And it's
dudes.
not gonna work
Yeah.
every time, but we're gonna come back and give the same effort.
That's the culture. You can knock us down, you could knock us down, you could knock us down.
Cry,
but
fail, cry.
we gonna get up and we're gonna keep coming. And that's the Cleveland way. And I just feel like these guys are starting to represent that by getting to the winning 50 games this year and getting the opportunity to show it in the playoffs. So it's only gonna continue to get better from here. So if you rolling, roll. If you're not, get out the way. Because either way, I feel like the Cavs are coming, and they'll continue to come. It was just
Donovan Mitchell had his
tough way to end the
his
season.
career year.
Yeah.
Darius Garland was very close to his best numbers.
Yeah.
Jared Allen, what he did during the season, we're not at 51 wins if Jared Allen doesn't do his mod squad kind of things, And Evan Mobley, it's in his second year. He's going to be a lot
He's young,
better
man,
next year.
yeah.
And he's the type of guy that is probably already working on next year.
He's one of those guys.
He's one of those dudes that he's flatline.
Mm-hmm.
He won't show you whether he's 0 for 10 or 9 for 10. But we all seen what they can do, and then we have a leader that is gonna that these guys believe in, right?
And he's
they
gonna
buy
demand
in his plan, and they also gonna get better. The coaching staff also learn a ton from this beating we took from the Knicks. So we'll be back.
No one in this room is worried.
No.
The internet stopped. You're gonna be okay.
All the digital GMs.
It's right, the digital GMs. It's their time to talk. Go ahead and talk now. You know what I'm saying?
that's
But
right.
we'll use it as fuel for the fire and continue to get better. Man.
That's right. All right, let's look around the NBA now that we're out of it. Another first round upset in the East.
It's bright in here.
How do you think the Heat and the Knicks match up? And Rafa,
That's a big battle, man.
I don't know if I want to ask you this, but as a native New Yorker, who are you rooting for there?
Well, I'm a native New Yorker and I lived in Miami for 10 years, but you'll never hear me root for the Heat. But it's going to be a battle. I mean, it's going to be a rivalry that is getting revived. You remember the Allen Houston body slamming,
I
remember Tam Van Gundy, Jeff Van Gundy holding to Lonzo's ankle, and though it's great for basketball. It's great. You know what? It's gonna be a little more like what we saw with Cavs and Knicks, a little old school type of ground and pound series, and not that 3-point shooting up and down that you see right now, like in like Warriors Kings, for example. This is like the NFC East. Speaking football, that's we're on the draft time. This is like the ground and pound, and it's gonna be teams. We're waiting to see what the deal is with Julius Randle, and even though my whole family, it's a Knicks fan, they're all Knicks fans. It's I don't know. But Jimmy Butler, man. I mean, how can you root against that dude, man? He is Himmy. No, he's not Jimmy. He's Himmy.
Jimmy Butler. Yeah. I think that's the best type of playoff basketball to watch, man. When both teams have that playoff intensity, where they'll hit you in the mouth if they feel like it's necessary. And I know both of these teams, they don't like each other because earlier this year, Jimmy and Julius got into it at the line. I remember they was talking noise already. So it's already bad blood there. I'm just most shocked that Miami was even able to just pull that off. I know Giannis missed a couple games, but like just the fact that
Miami is the first playing team to win a series.
Yeah, they was able to get that done. So that's a testament to Spo and that culture that they got out there, man. Them guys ain't ever gonna quit. They always gonna believe they got a chance because of how hard they work. And so it's gonna be a hard fought series.
I want to see how he's officiated too, because it's going to be a lot of contact in that series.
The officials adjust. Like if you come out and y'all just wrestling the whole time, they can't call. Yeah, they can't call all the fouls. So they'll call a few to kind of keep the peace, but you'll see a lot. That series will be really physical because there's just so many. It's only so many fouls you could call.
And it's not gonna be guys stomping on people. It's gonna be guys just using their body and their will.
Yeah, nothing dirty.
No, that's what I mean. But old school, old school basketball with the new rules.
It takes to win.
I think the league should pay attention because that's something that fans are gonna love. A lot because you have guys with experience that we have been talking about all this time.
Yeah.
You have guys who gonna see the battle between Randall. If he's playing, if he's healthy, but Bronson again is creating his own story over there in New York. I think I'm surprised, really, to tell you the truth, from where he was coming from to what he's done in New York, and it's gonna be a series to watch for sure.
Yeah,
I don't know how much of it I'll be watching, but for the fans, for the basketball fans,
it might be hard for me just because they beat us, and I don't really think it's gonna be a high scoring series. So right now, I'm really a Nick hater. Hockey. I don't want to see him. I don't want to see him win no more. But just as a fan of basketball, it'll be a good series just to watch some real basketball and some guys really leaving it all out there on the floor.
for sure.
Who do you think makes it out of the East? Who makes it to the finals?
I don't know, man. It's hard.
It's tough.
Because that other series is going to be a battle as well between Philly and they also have bad blood, Philly and Boston.
Yeah.
And that's going to be like, guys in Boston who have already been there and done that. They went to the finals.
Yeah.
And then you have guys in Philadelphia who needs to show. And speaking of windows, I mean, they're really peeking through a little. They only have a crack. They only have a crack there left.
They window is like, what's the little door, the little door hole? All they got is the little. All Philly got is the peephole right now.
It's like a peephole, yeah.
But that's why, though, before the playoffs started, I did say that I felt like that Philly would be the team to come out of the East ultimately. Only because I felt like if Joel can stay healthy, I feel like they took the MVP from him last year. Yep. I feel like this year, I hope that they, make up for it and give it to him this year. But like you said, with that window being so small, I feel like now the pressure's on Harden, the pressure's on Embiid to get it done. And I just feel like they got that extra added incentive now with playing together last year and now getting a whole season this year to play together. I feel like they understand how to deal with those pressure moments in the playoffs. So my pick was Philly going into the playoffs.
They have the pressure of just him and Harden.
Yeah,
have the pressure of they have been there and they have never been able to. I mean, Harden Harden had a 3-1 lead
last year. They hit that wall too last year together. You know what I mean? And so I feel like just having that experience together. Now, what we got to lose? We've been there and lost, and they talk bad about us already. So what we got to lose now? So you kind of go in it with a little less pressure on your back, and you kind of play a little more free, but you play more angry too. Yeah. And so I just feel like, well, maybe it's wishful thinking, but I want to see him be. Yeah.
I'll give the edge to the Knicks because of the packed house and the 150 fans in Miami when the game starts.
You pick the Knicks to do what? You pick the Knicks to do what?
To beat the Heat.
To beat the Heat.
Just because of the difference of a packed house in Madison Square Garden and 150 fans in the arena in Miami. They're all at the club, man. They're all at the club hanging. It's like all the t-shirts are still sitting on the table.
And the finals too? You got to go on.
No.
Just the next round.
I was making a joke, by the way, but I'm thinking about Miami Arena is never packed.
I'm sensitive.
No. Miami Arena is like the game starts and it's like there's nobody in the stand.
They just did have a good time. You're right.
Yeah. All right, let's look out west. LeBron. Looking like he's gonna be moving on.
Can I ask Booby a question?
Yes, you can.
What do you think he told? You have his number. You said he's the most famous person in your phone. What do you think he told Dillon Brooks before Game 3 in LA?
Man,
Dillon Brooks looked like he was a kid who got caught shoplifting or something.
All that talking, we here now. I'm pretty sure if I could just I couldn't see his mouth, but all that talking you've been doing, we here now. I'm here now.
Like he wasn't replying back.
Yeah, because I just think at that moment he realized, wow, you're right. Like now, everything he was saying the night before, you got to deal with it now. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like that was just that end game where Bron was just putting that fear in his heart before the game started. Like you said all that, but now I'm gonna put this
completely though.
I mean, you see, come right out, hit him with a bow to try to go to layup. Like that's the mental games that the stars play, and that's why you shouldn't poke the Bears. They had a ball the whole game. Like you got to deal with that I think Bron's playing like 43 minutes right now. 42, 43 minutes.
It's
you don't want to
insane.
get in front of that freight train for 43 minutes. I don't care how tough you are. Like,
That's 3 workouts, man.
I told you, my drive was crazy. Like, I tried it a couple times because you're not going to back down from him. But, man, that dude is a beast, man, when he's coming at you full speed. So you don't want to get that engine revved up too high.
Are you surprised? I mean, you spent so much time with LeBron. Are you surprised at this age he's still doing what he's doing?
I just don't think he human. I've literally took a couple times. Like, I used to go to his locker, like when he'd be out, and like just rumbles through, just looking for like the battery pack, or looking for like the wires. Cause I'm like, bro, it's like how? Cause he'll come to the gym, no stretch, no nothing, and just East Bay between the legs, just dunk. Like, I'm like, bro, you're not human. And then you combine that with the IQ.
That's the killer.
Yeah,
bro.
that's what takes it to another level, because that's how you able to play year 20 the way he's playing, because he knows the other team's plays better than they do. There was a series that I was a part of.
And he was telling the guy, hey,
he like, bro, you supposed to be on this side over here. What you doing? It's a playoff series, though, man. So
No, this is what happened. They said like 50 elbow, 55.
Yeah,
and the guy who LeBron was guarding, LeBron is like, dude, you gotta be on the other side.
Yeah,
you're in the wrong post.
Yeah, it's like, so he doing this, and you looking at a 6'9", 260 that's running like a 4'5". He's not human, man. So I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised by it. I guess this. I can't even. Yeah, I'm not surprised by it. Just the fact that he's doing it at this level. Like, you always thought he would still be good, but to go out there and get 20 and 22 rebounds. I mean, Dylan Brooks said you can't talk to me unless you get 40. You add 22 and 20, you got 40. So
got his 40.
I guess he could talk to you now, man.
I guess that counts. And the first time he ever did it. So
But so it's a big game tonight, though. I know a lot of people thinking that the Lakers just finna walk away with this one because they're at home.
No.
But honestly, that's why I wanted the Cavs to get the one here, because when you go back for Game 6, the pressure all shifts to the Lakers now, because they don't want to. They don't want to have to go back to Memphis to get that win. So now all the pressure's on them to try to get it that night. Because if Memphis wins, imagine how they gonna be feeling going back home.
Yeah.
So it's a big game. It's beautiful playoff basketball tonight, man. And so I'm looking forward to getting in front of the TV and seeing how it go.
All right, last game, we got the Suns. What do you think about that series?
Ooh, that starts tonight.
So
no,
that
Suns Nuggets.
I was gonna say, I fit-
No, tonight's Kings Warriors.
Oh yeah.
King, no. I'm just talking in general.
No,
the other
the
series.
West. Yeah.
Ah, Denver.
Denver?
Yeah.
Easy. You said that pretty easy.
Whoa.
I don't think Phoenix is gonna last.
Whoa.
If Phoenix have to play Durant, Paul, and Booker 40+ minutes against no Kawhi and no Paul George, I don't know how they last the whole. I mean, I don't know.
Nah, I mean, I'm with you. I just, you said it so
was quick.
quick.
That
I
was
was like, care to make a wager? What we gonna do? Shots or what we gonna do? Just how much confidence? I'm a competitor, Ralph. We can come up with something, because KD's my boy. I'm a little biased.
All right.
And coming out of the West, I just felt like when the Suns were able to make a trade for a guy like that, and then not lose CP, Book, or Aiden.
Amazing.
I did feel like the bench was going to, take a hit for it.
They are missing Mikal Bridges, though. I mean, that piece will be.
It'll hurt, but I feel like the later they get into it, I want to say, who was my guy that they just picked up from Orlando? Terrence
Ross.
Terrence Ross. I know,
Great 3-point shooter when he's hot.
I know he might not have performed well in this last series, but there's always a moment for
They
a
need
guy.
help on the bench. They
always a
can't
moment
have
for a
those
guy.
guys. I mean,
And
Durant played the whole second half.
And Campaign, I feel like he's been out too. I'm not sure if he's coming back. I don't know.
But
what his
Durant
timetable
played the
is.
whole second half. Booker played the whole third quarter and like 10 minutes in the fourth. And Paul played the other way around, 10 minutes in the third quarter and the whole fourth quarter.
Yeah,
against a Clippers team with no Kawhi and no George, man. It's like.
Because if the Philadelphia 76ers window is the door peephole, then the Suns is a period.
Yeah.
They don't. they don't have no time to waste. So
No.
that's probably why you seeing 40, 45
That's-
minutes.
I
'cause
guess.
They
I
don't
just-
even have it. I don't feel
I'll
like
be very impressed if they last through the finals.
to make it just body wise,
Playing 40 minutes.
Wise. I just look at that forward, man. I look at how the KD has just opened up the floor for a guy like Devin Booker. You normally only have one guy that can really be a lockdown
Yeah,
defender.
no, they got
so Booker's really getting, guys second defenders, and he's exposing it, going 45, 47,
He's amazing.
47. So I just feel like if he continues to play at this level, he's just gonna make it hard for teams to
I'm just
to
picking
knock them off.
Denver because I have never seen before in my life how the media campaign for Embiid to win the MVP. He might deserve it.
Yeah.
But I never, maybe it's the era of internet and social media and stuff like that. I have never seen everybody campaigning for one guy
But
to
think about
win the MVP or for the other guy not to win 3 in a row.
Right, but I was saying, think about it though. He won the scoring title this year, and then when you think about Joker, not to take away from anything of his greatness that he's been able to accomplish, but if you give him another, if he wins and takes another MVP award, are you saying that he's in that class with those other 3-time winners? Because I feel like in order to get it for the third time, I feel like
you don't think he has a...
you have to go. I feel like you got to go up a level. I don't feel like you can. Even if this is great and phenomenal and above everybody else's level, I feel like you still got to go up a level. And I just kind of feel like he's kind of been consistently Joker. Like he's just. I don't feel like
he got a triple-double this year, though, man. It's like, that's hard to... that's a pivot.
Every year he averaged a triple-double, pretty much.
I don't know, man, but as a center, it's hard for me to say, it's just to take it lightly. And again, this is regular season.
Yeah, I don't.
And he might step up to that level once the award is given, and maybe you have to give it again. You have to give it to him next year. But I just think he is...
But he hasn't yet, though.
No.
He hasn't yet.
He hasn't. But neither has Embiid.
He went to when Jamal had the playoff bubble. Wasn't Joker a point? Was he there? He wasn't. He was out at the bubble.
No, he was there.
He was there, yeah.
No, but I'm saying that Embiid hasn't done anything either. I mean, it's not like he hasn't won. He has won more than.
No. That's what I'm saying. So I just feel like because it's like neck and neck. I'm just like I felt like Embiid should have got it last year.
It's just two different players too. So
yeah, I thought he should have got it last year.
All right, we got a lot of basketball left, and we got a lot of Booby's World left this off season.
Yes,
what is next for Booby's World in the off season?
Man, I hate it had to be so soon, but the one thing about the best what I've been able to do this year is it just don't stop. I go from the season to right in the scout.
Summer league too, no?
Yeah, right in the summer league, right in the scouting, right in the workouts. So kind of like what we talked about earlier. Now I'll get to work on the other side of the game and try to find the players that could potentially fit this mold that we're talking about, that we can continue to build this Cavaliers culture. So right away, I think as a team, we'll take a couple weeks off, and then I'll get back to scouting. And then on top of that, I feel like you can still help your boy try to find love. Now we can't just
we got that dating game planned for the summer,
right?
So.
That might be a whole show in itself.
That might be the whole summer.
I mean, I feel like what we should do, man, we should set up a date where we have just a speed dating option where we have some people come out, some singles come out. We set up a little time frame for everybody to just chop it up and get to know each other, and then we just kind of.
Would you mind going back to the reality world and have it filmed? Like, I mean,
that's kind of where it comes from. Like, I want that because I want my guys to be able to help me.
We just found our TV show.
I need my guys to be able to help me make the decision, but they won't be able to sit with me like, you know what I'm saying, in every conversation. So, we go through, we pick, we figure out which ones kind of match well with me, because obviously I don't know how to do it myself because I haven't gotten it right yet. Can't get right.
Wait. So are you going to sit there with the lady on the date, or are you going to have the whole team sitting there with you?
No, that's why I say. That's why I say we should record it. You know what I mean? The team will be, in the back.
It'll be like a "What will you do" type of thing, like a punk video.
Just be me. Have some more guys that want to be there, some ladies that want to be there, and we just make it a fun thing. And we just try to, while I got some time, because once basketball really get back to it, my love life is a wrap again. So while we got a little window, I mean, I feel like that'll be a pretty cool summer for you, boy.
Watch the plan for the summer.
Here's what we can do. We can out here at Burke's Hit Big Play Studios. We can do the speed dating. The team will be here in the studio.
Uh-huh.
Once the date ends, you can come consult with the team.
Yeah.
And then let the lady know.
Yeah, big plays get made out here. Big plays, baby. Yes, sir. 'Cause it's
Rafa, what's going on with you this offseason?
I don't know, man. I'm still going through that point in my life where my life stopped from being such a routine to like nothing. There might be some Guardians in the near future in Espanol. I'm gonna be riding my bike all over the place.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be riding my bike in the summer. But Booby's World is in the plan. So whatever we have planned for our audience, and we're gonna execute it.
Yeah, lots of more fun. You know, now that the season is over with, we'll be able to bring in some guests, talk a lot more hoops, man, and just have some fun this year, Ralph. So I hope you looking forward to a fun summer because I know how to turn.
That's the plan. Once a week.
I know how to turn up a little bit now.
Yeah.
I don't
Do
know,
you play golf?
I don't know if you can keep up. You know, they've been trying to get me on the golf course for years.
You
and
have to.
I think we talked about Top Golf one day. No.
Yeah.
Like, but I did. Even when we went in Vegas, I just never swung the clubs because I never have. So that could be something that we do as well.
That's something to try out.
So we're talking about doing a big play golf outing this summer. So you got to swing before that.
Yeah, because
You don't want to show up to that.
But either way, though, I'm so competitive. I'm gonna still show up. And yeah, I'm not gonna like the fact that y'all that far ahead of me. So I might have to get started a lot sooner than later.
Well,
you have to come back. If we're out, we have to come back for Ricky's. That
what
is
is that, August
the
5th?
oddest golf outing I ever been to in my
goodness.
life.
Okay, well, that gives me some time. August 5th. That's a summer to give me how y'all do it.
Yeah.
That was bad.
All right, we got work to do. We're going to call it a show. Booby's World, we will see you next time.
By the box way. But on this road to success, ain't no stops made. Ain't no room for doubt either, so you must believe. Cause the way I feel it ain't